Didi Gregorius is coming back! Yo, what is going on, everybody? Welcome to the Phillies Stats Videocast. Today we're going to be talking about Didi Gregorius signing a 2-year, $28 million contract with the Phillies. Now, guys, before we get in this video, please subscribe if you have not yet. Please turn the notification bell. Please like this video, comment on this video, share this video, and let's get into this. So the Phillies have re-signed Didi Gregorius to a 2-year, $28 million contract. So he gets a $14 million AAV. This is a great move for this Phillies team, and this is it. This has really just bolstered our offense. Just what a great signing here. You have a 2-year bridge for Bryson Stott. And coincidentally, I made a discussion video yesterday talking about the Phillies' chances of re-signing Didi Gregorius. Well, guess what? Little did I know that less than 24 hours later, the Phillies would actually go out and re-sign Didi Gregorius. Now, I want to talk about the Bryson Stott aspect of this, right? So now we have Didi Gregorius for 2 seasons, 2021 and 2022. So guess what? Bryson Stott TTA, 2022. Well, guess what? When he gets caught up in 2022, most likely, it's just the year he's most likely going to be caught up, he's probably going to get some part-time role. Of course, because Didi Gregorius is still going to be on our team. He's going to be the starting shortstop. Well, guess what? After Didi Gregorius elects free agency, after the 2022 season, going into the 2023 season, Bryson Stott will be your everyday shortstop. So this is just a perfect signing. It fits in our timeline. And once again, going back to the JT Realmuto signing, this is a deal that works for both teams. Didi got what he wanted. You go look back at the JT signing. JT got what he wanted. He wanted to break the AAV for a catcher. He did that, and he got a long-term commitment with 5 years. You look at Didi Gregorius. He wanted a max 2-year contract. He wanted a bit of a long. I mean, it's not really long-term. 2 years is not long-term, but he wanted more than just 1 year, and that's what he got. And this is perfect. This is perfect because, honestly, the Phillies have a tendency, ladies and gentlemen, to call up prospects prematurely. Michael Franco, you can make the argument that Scott Kingery was rushed to the big leagues. Adam Hazley was rushed to the big leagues. And once again, I love Alec Bohm. He's one of my favorite players on this team. Arguably, he didn't even make it to AAA. We called him up AA. He didn't even go to AAA. We called him up AA, and luckily, he's panned out. That is a risky move. The Phillies have a tendency, ladies and gentlemen, to call up prospects prematurely. So this signing is a huge impact on this Phillies team because this makes it a lot more challenging for the Phillies to, let's say Didi Gregorius signed a 1-year deal. He's going after this year. We go into the 2022 season. And we have Bryson Stott as our everyday shortstop. He kind of rushed into the big leagues. He's not really ready. Well, this allows him to get some part-time fill-in, in 2022. And then we go into the 2023 season. He has a little experience as a part-time player, prior in 2022. Then we head into the 2023 season, and then he's now a starting shortstop. So what do you like better? No experience in just being the shortstop, or some minor experience off the bench and then being the starting shortstop. If I could speak, I'm stumbling over my words here. My goodness gracious, but I like this signing a lot. It fits into our timeline, and I think once again it's a move that makes sense for both sides. $14 million a year for Didi Gregorius over 2 years. I think that's what he wanted. As I said, he wanted, not just a 1-year contract. He wanted at least a, 2-year contract. And guess what? He got a 2-year contract, a 2-year, $28 million contract. And Ken Rosenthal, once again, just tweeted out, he said, "Can confirm, Didi Gregorius and Phillies in agreement on a 2-year, $28 million contract." And once again, I feel good about our offense. I feel so good about it with Bryce and Didi now and JT and Reese. He's going to draw 100-plus walks and have a high on-base percentage. Is he going to hit around 250? Yeah, but he's going to draw an insane amount of walks. He's going to hit, 30 to 35 home runs. So once again, this offense is looking good. It's looking good. And we are a better team than we were, at the end of last season. We are. I mean, once again, offensively. Now, if you're going to go look at our pitching staff, are we slightly better? We just got an Archie by in the bullpen. That's the only move that we've done. And once again, this is about a Didi Gregorius signing. This video is about a Didi Gregorius signing. A bullpen discussion coming in February. But honestly, this team offensively, on paper, is so good. And I always talk about it. Ready? Here we go again. Luke, here you go again. You're going to guess what you're going to talk about? The lefty in the lineup. Yes, I'm going to talk about it again. And it's so important. It's so important. Once again, we're bringing back a guy who's going to have such a pivotal role in our lineup. He's a left-handed hitter in our infield. Because once again, I say it every single time I bring him up. Right? Every single time I bring Didi Gregorius' name up. our infield and our whole entire lineup, for that matter, is very right-handed heavy, and it's very important that we add another lefty in there. It's just really important. And once again, is Didi Gregorius going to be, your best defender on the team? No, he's not. No, he's not. His defense isn't great, but his bat is very, very valuable. So once again, this is a great signing. What a great week here for the Phillies. You bring back JT Realmuto on that 5-year, $115 million contract, and then you go out a few days later and re-sign Didi Gregorius, oh my goodness gracious, on a 2-year, $28 million contract. I'm surprised they didn't push it to $30 million, make it a $15 million AV. I don't care. We got it for cheaper. We got it a little bit cheaper. Once again, welcome back to Philadelphia, sir. Yes, indeedy. Yes, indeedy. Now, once again, this video is about Didi Gregorius. I want to make one little thing here. Once again, yes, I understand, we went out and, spent some money on JT and Didi, but now it is time, other than the Archie Bradley, we have to go out and stack this bullpen. I'm tired of, being cheap with this bullpen. Go out and stack up this bullpen. We need a bullpen. I just can't stand the fact that Archie Bradley is the only significant guy that we've got to, significantly improve this bullpen. He's the only significant guy to bolster this bullpen. Really. Once again, they made some minor acquisitions with Alvarado, with Matt Moore yesterday, with Sam Conrad to try to help this bullpen. But the only move to significantly bolster the bullpen was the Archie Bradley signing on that 1-year deal. That's really the only move that was made to significantly bolster. Because honestly, the other signings are just kind of minor signings, and trades. So we really, really need to make it, more of an effort to build up this bullpen. I do think we need another starter, but once again, this organization has kind of turned their nose up at that. It doesn't really seem like they're really committed. They've ignored the importance of pitching, as I talked about yesterday in my Didi Gregorius video. Once again, it's just such a coincidence. I say, hey, I think it's going to be, I said yesterday, I'm not going to say I predicted he'd sign today, but I said, Didi Gregorius will be signing soon. I knew his name was popping up around Twitter. If you went on Twitter, it was Didi Gregorius this, Didi Gregorius that. They were talking a lot about Didi Gregorius, and look what happened. They went out and signed him. So I really wasn't that surprised when I saw the report this morning. I was like, wow. I'm not really that surprised. I kind of thought it would be a 1-year deal. That's what my prediction was. I did not see him signing a 2-year deal. I could honestly say I'm not really that surprised he signed a 2-year deal. Either way, but I honestly, in my head, I kind of envisioned it as a 1-year deal. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, I told you, the Reds, I saw Rosenthal talk about the Reds. He said Phillies and Reds were the only teams in play for Didi Gregorius. So the Reds didn't scare me. So once again, the Phillies are lucky here because honestly, they have just sat back and just let these players fall in their lap. This was, last offseason or offseasons prior, with this whole, virus stuff, causing some uncertainty for these teams with, not making long-term financial commitments, we would be in a lot of trouble. Once again, I talked about with the JT Realmuto signing, if the Mets were in play long-term, in the long-term sweepstakes up to this point, if the Phillies, let's say, haven't signed JT Realmuto, let's say in a alternate universe, let's say they didn't sign JT Realmuto yet, and the Mets were still in play, we would be in a lot of trouble. I'd be scared to death because honestly, the Mets could have done it. They definitely could have outbid us. And some other ball clubs, that could have used Didi Gregorius definitely could have outbid us too. If the Yankees didn't re-sign DJ LeMahieu, they would have made a big play for Didi, and they probably would have got him. So there could have been a scenario where he would have lost JT and lost Didi. So luckily, it played in our favor. Kind of sitting back and letting these guys come to us. That's what basically happened. Because the market for them was so weak, it was so bad, no other team really wanted to pay them the money. And the Philly just kind of hung in there a little bit. They just kind of stayed and say, hey, we'll sit in here a little bit, bam, come back to us. We're gonna leave this offer on the table. You're just gonna drag it out. I don't like this offer. You don't want this to be like a Jake Arrieta situation, right? Way back in 2018, when Jake Arrieta signed his deal, the Phillies kind of played this game a little bit, the waiting game. They just kind of put an offer out there. And in Jake Arrieta's press conference, he just seemed like he didn't want to be here. He didn't want to be here. He was like, he didn't want to be here because honestly, in his mind, because he's a slightly arrogant guy, he thought we lowballed him, and he thought he was worth more than that. And so they're like, I just came here just because they offered me the most money. And that's why, of course, every place should do that. That's what the union tells them, and that's what they should do. They should go to the place, that offers the most money. I completely understand. But you want the players to be happy as well. You don't want them to come in here saying, you don't want to drag them here. You don't want to drag them here like, I'm just coming. I don't even like Philly. I'm just coming here just because they're offering me the most money. But you don't want to lowball people. You just don't want to lowball people. I think this is a fair offer. I mean, I think Didi Gregorius is worth this. I mean, I really do. And then I think in some ways, I think we definitely didn't overpay for him. In some ways, I think we might have underpaid for him. But once again, this is a great deal for both sides. Didi got what he wanted. The Phillies got what we wanted. And once again, with the Bryson Scott aspect of this, of not rushing him up to the big leagues, is great. This gives him some more time to, settling down the minors, get some more experience once again. I'm going to say it once again because it's a very important issue that I like to bring up. The Phillies rush people to the big. They rush too many of their prospects to the big leagues. Once again, Maikel Franco. You could definitely, make the argument that Scott Kingery was rushed to the big leagues. Adam Hazley was definitely rushed to the big leagues. And once again, I know he's had a lot of success. I know he's been very, very good. But Alec Bohm called up out of Double-A. He was drafted in 2018. He was called up nearly 2 years after being drafted. 2 years! 2 years! So the Phillies need to be careful not rushing their prospects up to the big leagues. And this allows some time for Bryson Scott to get more experience down in the minors. And this could prevent, a potential rushing up of a player. It just could. This could, potentially prevent that. And hopefully it will. So, once again, good deal for both sides. My take on this. This is going to really, really help our offense even more. Once again, we get 2 guys back that, that elected free agency. I honestly thought we could lose both of these guys. Like I just explained with the scenario, if the Mets were still in play and let's say the Yankees didn't re-sign DJ and Mayhew, we could have easily lost both of these guys. So you have to understand this once again, ladies and gentlemen. The Phillies easily could have messed this whole thing up. They definitely could have. I could have seen the typical Philly way. I could have totally seen them messing this whole thing up. I totally could have seen it. But once again, I hate to be the Grim Reaper here in such a positive video. Hey, we bring out Didi Gregorius, a good bat in our lineup. We're feeling good. We're feeling positive. Our offense is on fire. But I want to bring up, a bit of the Grim Reaper here. I don't like what they've done with the bullpen. They've been very, very cheap with the bullpen, and it doesn't really surprise me. They still need another starter. They've still ignored that. And I still don't think we're making the playoffs here, ladies and gentlemen. I still don't think we're making the playoffs. And say, hey, hate me all you want. Hate Luke all you want. I still don't think we're making the playoffs. I'm sorry. I just don't think we are. I mean, yeah, we have a really, really good offense. Look at the LA Angels. Look at the Cincinnati Reds. Very, very good offensive teams. But they don't, well, I don't know. I mean, you kind of look at, the Angels. I mean, if they go out and get Trevor Bauer, which I think there's a good possibility it could happen. It's either the Mets or the Angels for Bauer. But, I think maybe this could change since they have Dylan Bundy now. But, statistically, in past history, the Angels have kind of ignored, and the Reds too, have ignored the importance of having good pitching. I understand the Reds have Sonny Gray still over there, but they have ignored the importance of having good pitching, and so have the Phillies. They've stacked up on offense, as I talked about yesterday, and this is kind of repeated yesterday's video, right? I talked about the important, Bryce and JT, and now Didi, and we have Reese. You can get all the offensive pieces you want, but you need pitching. And the Phillies, really, their bullpen still is very, very bad. It just is. So Archie Bradley really the only significant guy to help this bullpen. That's it. There's one guy. You got to do more, and hopefully they're not done. Once again, we're almost 2 weeks away here, ladies and gentlemen, with the start of pitchers and catchers reporting. But I love how this is not going to drag out into spring training with all the drama. We have got JT and Didi back. It's over. I feel so good right now. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Please subscribe if you have not yet. Please turn on the notification bell. Please like this video, comment on this video, share this video. Check out the social media link in the description section. At Phillies House on Instagram, RFNX Instagram, card text 267-225-3292. Email at phillieshouse@gmail.com. The Phillies have re-signed Didi Gregorius to a 2-year, $28 million contract. I'm also down at the shore right now, and I would like to, offer my, prayers and thoughts to Playwinds Castaway Cove, who their amusement park caught on fire this morning. It's an awful fire. Their whole building was basically burnt to the ground. So I'd like to offer my, condolences to that family. That's terrible. It's terrible. It's weird because I was just walking by that amusement park yesterday, and this morning a big fire broke out there. So my thoughts and prayers going out to the, the owners there. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. I am Luke, and I'll talk to y'all later. I'll see you again.